All right. First up, we already went through all this, right? Y'all know what you're registering for this afternoon. Okay. You want to go to a tech school? You need geometry. Get there. Get it done. You want a diploma? Get me out of here. You register for business math. You want to go to a 4-year school? You come talk to me. I'm not going to gaslight anyone, but I'm also going to be realistic. I know and you know whether you can do Algebra 1. And I will tell you, yeah, you got this. Then you go register for the regular Algebra 1 and Geometry next year, both. You got to double dip to get caught up. And then you would do Algebra 2 your senior year. Okay? So I think the only ones who are going to take that path have already talked to me. Everyone else, y'all know what you're doing. This is math. I talk about math because math people know math stuff. I would not tell you what to do for English. I could give you an idea, but then I'm going to say go talk to an English teacher. Do you know what you're taking across the board? For all of your classes. That's what you were supposed to be doing in Spartan time like 2 weeks ago. You should all have that registration sheet or that like sophomore registration sheet, and it's got listed all the classes. I told all of my freshmen, I gave them that version and had them fill it out and then just take a picture of it so you know what to do come registration day. But every one of you sophomores, y'all are going to need English, what is it, English 3 Lit and Comp, like the two different ones. We talked about the math thing. Y'all got to sign up for U.S. history. At some point between sophomore through senior year, you got to take care of personal finance. If you want to do internship, job shadowing, that kind of stuff, you should probably take career planning. Make sure that you have your CTE, your fine arts taken care of. Get it done earlier rather than later. It really sucks to have to go take intro to art with a bunch of freshmen as a senior. I've seen it happen. Okay. Make sure you take care of that because you do not want to be a senior going back and taking health with a bunch of sophomores and freshmen. Right? Take care of business. If no one has walked through that with you, I'd recommend you go get your lunch, come back in here, sit down at my desk, and I will walk through it with you. Okay? What's up?
So do we just need a fine arts class, or do we need to take intro to art?
Oh, dear God. Okay, it's fine arts, but you telling me that no one's walked through all this with you?
No. I thought you did.
Jesus.
I
Okay.
thought you only needed a fine arts credit.
All right. Yeah, it's a fine arts credit. I'm saying that's usually what counts because if someone wants to go take like ceramics or something, you need intro to art first.
Oh, okay.
But you can also just sign up for choir.
Keyboard. No, you definitely do keyboard. Because you need to take intro to art, right? Oh,
If you want to do something like photo or ceramics or anything past that. That's why they're listed as prereqs. Y'all know where this stuff is, right? Dog. Okay.
I thought you were just saying like you have to take intro to art. It's a graduate, you need. Yeah, I thought you were saying you need intro to art and something else, right?
High school.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just write this down and get busy during lunch under counseling office. And everything up top is all the stuff that you need. You're going to go to more because you want registration. And this tells you all the stuff about our classes. The handbook, and it lists what every class is. It's got a description of it. It has what the prerequisites are. So say you want to go take ceramics. Go look up ceramics in the registration book, and if it says prereq is intro to art, okay, now you got to go take that instead because you don't have the prerequisite class. Now, I don't know that that's for sure a thing, but that's where it's located. The thing I'm talking about is this. Okay, you are going into 11th grade, right? So you would hit the 11th grade registration form. And this is the kind of form that I had all of my freshmen fill out, where it says, this is what you'll do for English, this is what you'll do for science and math and social studies, and these are all the electives available to you. It's literally just circle the classes you want to take and your alternates. You do need alternates because what happens if you register for a class and only 8 people registered for it? Y'all, we got too many kids, especially for electives, to have an 8-person class for an elective. They just ain't offering that class now, so they put you in your alternate. Or what happens if you go to register for a class and it's full? Too bad, now you don't get in that class. They're going to put you in an alternate.
Can you take keyword 1 and 2 and that'll just count as you find out it?
Under graduation requirements. They're saying, does this count? Does this count? Does this count? You should have seen this chart some point, multiple times.
They've only shown us, I think, this when
Okay.
we were in 8th grade.
So there's the bare bones, I want a diploma, get me out of here. The advanced endorsement, this is the thing that gets you into a 4-year school. Advanced career, this is the thing that'll get you into most tech schools. It looks good on a transcript because it's an endorsement. Honors is what used to be just the regular, you have to do this to graduate. This is, I'm fancy pants, I want the Regent Scholarship. Okay, under this, you need 1 credit of fine arts. Anything that counts for fine arts is fair game. Most fine arts classes, that's anything that involves singing, dancing, playing instruments, and drawing and putting paint on canvas and messing with their hands. That's fine arts. Okay? Most of those classes are one semester half credit. So you need 1 total over the course of high school. I'm saying make sure you get stuff taken care of so you don't have to go back and scramble for this stuff your senior year. Okay? If you want to know more about that, you come back during lunch. We got math to do. Okay, but I did want to bring that up again because I know most of you are registering this afternoon. As long as you know what math you're doing, my job is done, but I will help you with the other part of it. All right, here we go. We were pretty close to done, right? Like we started the OR stuff. I gave you that cute little cheater chart that tells you if they're both going this way and it's an and versus they're both this way and an or, what kind it is. I'm pretty sure we talked about that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we graphed the or stuff up top. We just didn't get down here, right? Okay, cool. That means we're almost done, and I can go light on you today. We're going to get this stuff done together, and then you will have time to just work on the assignment part. Okay? And if you show me that you have done that, and you still got some questions about registration, I'll be more than happy to help you. Does everyone have their packet?
Yep.
Even if you had to get a new one, everyone's got this. All right, let's do it. Go to number 7. Because these are OR inequalities, that means you solve both. You sketch both, and then you go look at that cute little cheater chart as to what your final answer is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a kind of a big squiggle here where OR is so that I remember this is 2 separate things. I solve those 2 things separately. Contestant 1, how do I get W by itself? I heard -3, subtract 3, divide by 3, add 3. Which is it? Isn't that 3 all hugged up on W? Smashed together like rabbits and hormonal teenagers. If these 2 are smashed together, they are multiplying. So So you pull a sire and you come around and say, make room for Jesus. You divide them. I've never actually seen him do that. We just give him crap. Okay. I've never seen him do that. No. And I have been on homecoming dance duty for 8 years. I have never seen him do that. Okay. I always stick like out at the edge of the commons or the door in the auxiliary gym, away from all the flashing lights and noise, because it literally sensory hell for me. So, divide both sides by 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Uh-oh. Does that mean it just cancels and no solution?
No.
1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I got W on that side, 3 over here, and that looks kind of goofy. That says 3 is less than W. What if I said 1,000 is less than your account? You're like, wait, if 1,000 is smaller than my account, doesn't that mean my account's bigger? You got to do some mental gymnastics like that. So instead, if you would please, flip that around so it looks the way we're used to. Make sure that Pac-Man's still eating 3 though. Oh. One W. No, Jasper got me first. So fair game. You got me. Okay, so you should have W is greater than 1. Open or close circle. Okay. Open circle at 1. Look at how I flipped it though. That arrow trick only works if your variable's on the left. That's why I flipped it. What are we fuzzled about?
No, not about
math. About the fine arts thing?
No.
Okay. Are you okay with I flip this? Are you okay with it says I go to the right now? Because it's really weird to say 1 is less than W. Don't we normally say W is greater than 1? That trick about this being an arrow telling me which way to go only works if the variable's on the left. So I want to make sure the variable's on the left when I'm doing OR problems so that I know which way to sketch the graph. All right, so I know I'm headed that way. That might not be my final answer. I'm just sketching, I would say very lightly. Please use pencil. Now we do the other one. How do I get that W by itself? Okay, now we're in business. I divide that, is gone, and I got W is greater than or equal to 3 because it reduces, right? So open or close circle and where? And where does this say I'm headed? To the right, to the right. Now go look at that little cheater chart or ask yourself the question. Where is one or the other true? Anywhere I shaded is my answer because of the word or. Is one or the other true? Is one or the other true? Is one or the other true? Oh.
Yes.
Isn't one or the other true? Is one or the other true? So everything from 1 onward. Remember, if they're going the same and it's and, I take the smaller one. If it's or, I take the bigger one. Okay? You take the one that is more inclusive when you're working with ors. So I'm going to do big open circle at 1, everything over this way, and I say W is greater than 1. It overruled the other. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Frank, you rat. Okay, that's my final answer. Because I want to know anywhere that meets one condition or the other. I don't have to meet both. That's an and. So anything that meets one condition or the other is fair game. But I won't know what the final answer is until I sketch out both of them. And then I'll check that little cheater chart we made to be safe. If you would, poor favor. 8, 9, 10. I want you to try those. Okay, we're all kind of grouped up at our fun new table arrangement. So, that cheater chart, it works. Okay. Yes, for those of you who were not out in the commons on, what was that, Monday? Yes, my couch walked away. That's why the room is different. Okay. One of my recent grads, he's out. He got his own place. I told him I'd help him out, setting him up with part of a living room. Gave him my couch. I got to get rid of it anyway. So, okay. So yeah, things are over the semester. You're going to see changes in here as stuff disappears. Okay. So that's why everything looks different right now. I want you working together on these, right? As long as you're actually working and not just screwing around. So those three. Remember, put a little squiggle line right where or is so you know that it's two separate problems. Solve the two separate problems, sketch both. Then go check your cheater chart for what your final answer is.
There's no negative 3 over here.
You minus one, you add that to the negative 11. Wait, so then you have the 3p, or negative 3, so you
This is the same
divide the
problem.
negative 12 by the negative dp. Switch the sign, divide by a negative.
They're doing numbers 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to bounce out for a minute, but they're doing 8, 9, and 10. I'll do 11 and 12 with them, and then they'll have time to put it on back. So.
Oh, so you get it's negative 8. Because you gotta get rid of that one. You can't divide until you get rid of that 3. What are you talking about? What are you doing? So then how much is minus? And then P is goes right through the red. 2 is greater than P. It's just keep it like that. You can't do anything more than that.
That's a separate one.
So I got what? So I got what's negative next door? Bro, where's the negative 3 at? Honey. Negative 9.
Who's like turns? Who's like turns? One and one. Choose the one first. And then divide.
Yeah, minus negative from negative.
You should
have just deleted right? Then I would have got you. And divide that. So if you since you divide by negative, you have to put a sign. So if it was just no. But I don't figure it out. Yeah. Oh, were we supposed to do that? And then wait for 16. Wow. Right. That's my Chago. That's good. Oh.
Divided by.
Yeah, you got 2 and 4, right? Oh, God. Yeah, I was right. It doesn't matter. I did it. I still got 6. You got 4 names. I got 4. Then you divide 4 names. Okay. Stop trying to fish. I'm still there. Oh, you're not? No, yeah. Look at 2 and 4. Still the same. So your answer's wrong. You just grab it. You just do it around those columns. I think I know. Oh, I'm not. I'm
8, 9, 10.
Oh, man. I heard it right, I did not. That's good.
8, 9, 10 got all the same flavor to them.
So then you double check my.
Hey, subtract 1, subtract 1. And 12 divided by. Where'd you get an 8 from?
I took it on the calculator and I put -1 and then it gave me 8/3.
But subtract 1 from negative 11, right?
Huh.
You get negative 12. I think you just missed that entirely and then went straight to divide by 3. Subtract 1 from both sides, then divide.
Dang it. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
No, you still gotta add that 4. Or you gotta actually minus that 4 from the 6. I'm more stuck on the right side.
Is there a CPR class or something like that?
We did have a EMT dual credit class 2 years ago.
Dang, really?
We still do have it. And then once that new CTE center is up and running, it's just supposed to be sometime next fall, like probably second semester next year. They are planning on having like
So we'll get
nursing / medical type classes there.
Yeah, we will.
Come on now, hey, math. That's for next time. That's for later.
I got a question too.
Okay.
This young man's confusing me.
Okay.
So he took -4 here, and then he added 4 here.
Oh no. That, remember I said the very first thing you do is you put that squiggle line where or is.
You minus that 4, but don't you have to combine the x's then?
No, this is a separate problem.
Yeah, check. Yeah, they're separate, so you can't.
But there's the or, then there's the x right there. So what I was thinking is you had to add that 4 to that x.
You subtract 4 here and here.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then you have to add the 4.
You subtract 2x, remember who's lonely? X is lonely.
So we did it wrong.
Subtract 2x from both sides. X is lonely. You bring him a date,
Okay.
right? Don't bring him a 4. He's lonely. Don't bring him a pizza, right? I mean, eat your feelings, but
So
okay.
is this
You play the Who's Lonely game. 6 is lonely. Bring him a date.
so this will cancel out.
Uh-huh.
So
You get 2x
2x.
less than or equal to 6 minus 4 is 2. Or what's x minus 2x?
2x? I don't know, to be honest. Because it,
What's $1 minus $2? You have $1. You want to buy a snack that costs $2. You got to borrow $1, right? So you've got 2x and here you got negative x greater than or equal to negative 4. Divide, divide.
And since you're dividing by negative,
2, divide by 2, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. Okay, cancels, makes 1.
Okay.
Cancels, negative 4 divided by negative 1.
5, 4.
Don't just write a number. You gotta have an inequality. Stop that. X.
Oh.
Negative 4 divided by negative 1 is 4. And since u divided by a negative, uh-oh, I have to flip my inequality. Sketch it, check chart.
The first thing that happens, you gotta like do something with the x. So you gotta subtract it 2x.
These go okay?
Yeah, they make my break there for a minute, but they're good.
Okay. Lisa, how you doing?
Okay.
Dylan, those work out okay for you?
I tried.
So, oh, you did this one. Okay, I got you. So subtract 2, divide by 5. Yes. You subtract y, yes. Okay, you're right, and then you flip that one around. Dude, you did it perfect. So you sketch this one. You sketch this one. Did we miss a negative somewhere? Minus what? 3 y is greater than or equal to negative. Okay. Yeah, because this is right, and now you check your little cheater chart here. Because you said or, and they're both headed the same direction, overlapping, you pick the bigger one. So you pick the bigger one. That's your final answer.
Okay.
I'll give you another minute or two to wrap up what you're doing. I'll go through them.
How do you get into the new version?
That is a guidance office question because I've only ever had one kid in those classes. Or it sounds like Miss Croy knows because she probably had kids in there. The dual credit, those EMT classes and stuff.
No, I just know that it's in the conference room because that's where I have my Spartan thing.
Yeah, it used to be in here before Jeffries came in. But I know we've had it off and on for a couple years.
Yeah.
So,
I don't mind. But so I'm confused. So I know you divide. So I did this, and then you do that, right? But then that's an x, okay? And that just don't work. You can't multiply by 2 the entire problem, right?
oh, child.
I was doing math.
Yeah, you were, and you were going down completely the wrong trail. Set your Paxton line. Who's lonely? Who's all by themselves?
We talked about. I'm talking about Bruno. Okay, so that would be plus 4.
No.
What?
Who's lonely? Who is all by themselves?
It's the x.
He's lonely. Don't bring him a pizza. Bring him a date.
What?
You have to bring an X with it.
Oh.
X's go with X's. Turtles with turtles. You have to subtract this 2x over.
Oh, so
You want x's with x's. What is 1x minus 2x's?
Negative 3x.
What is $1 minus $2?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So negative x.
Man, I'm not ready for algebra.
Greater than or equal to. This guy drops.
And then that's when you do the plus 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
x by itself. It is currently not by itself. What number is right here?
1.
Divide both sides by negative 1.
Bro, am I gonna survive high school? I don't get why teachers don't actually explain to us what we need to take sometimes. Like you're like one of my. I think you might be the only teacher who's ever explained to us what we actually need to do for real with that.
That is your Spartan time teacher's job. Like it's called Spartan time and advisory. It's study hall and advisory period, meaning they're supposed to advise you. Like I got a room full of 24 freshmen and they're a bunch of knuckleheads, but I got some good kids in there. I'm still going to tell them all what to take. Okay.
Like we go ask him like, hey, like we're trying to get everything set up. He's like, go ask the guidance office. I don't know. We're like, okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to 8. Follow the bouncing ball. I'm not going to repeat myself. Starting with the first thing I do, I'm going to put a little squiggle line there so I understand that these are two separate problems. Contestant 1. I can still put my Paxton line on there. And you play the who's lonely game. Who is lonely?
11.
I got a negative 11 all by itself on one side of the inequality. He's lonely, not hungry. Don't bring P over there. Don't bring a variable. Bring another number. Bring him a date. I zero that out. I've got a negative 3P less than or equal to negative 11 minus 1. Think about you owe $11. You borrow one more. Negative 12. You now owe 12. The whole goal of this is to get the variable by itself, to get P by itself. So what is that negative 3 doing to P? Well, I'm going to divide because they're multiplying. Okay, I'll divide by negative 3. I'll divide by negative 3. Negative over negative, 3 over 3. I get just P. Negative over negative, what's 12 over 3? 4. And y'all, check it out. Okay, this is like in every video game in existence when you hear that little noise and then a little exclamation point pops up in that corner or the door is highlighted or something. They're telling you, hey, watch out now. You just divided by a negative. What do we got to do? Flip it. So if it's drop it like it's hot, can we flip it like it's cold? How does that work? Huh. So P is greater than or equal to 4, solid, or open or closed dot?
Closed.
More ink here, more ink there. Close. Which way am I headed?
Right.
To the right, to the right. Now the other one is pretty easy because doesn't it just straight up tell you?
Yep.
So open or close circle.
Open.
Which way?
It goes left. I almost said that way again. Oh my God, I can't see. See that?
Now, look at your chart.
No solution.
No. If it was and, it's no solution. This says or. Look in the or column. What do I? Both of them, right? When it says and, I look for where they overlap, where they're both shaded. Because this is or, Anywhere that's shaded is my answer. So my answer is yes.
Yes.
I'm going to have a open circle here and say, is it Y or it's P? No. It's going to be P is less than 2. I'm going to have P is greater than or equal to 4. How do I finish this off? It ain't done.
Or.
I literally just stick the word or in between them, and that's my answer. I don't need this. I don't need this. You're the wrong one, ain't you? Screw you, dude. Frank, stop it.
Frank doesn't want to listen.
There we go.
Have you thought about asking Frank?
I have asked nicely. He doesn't care. Frank only understands violence.
Have you asked him about how he's feeling? As to why he's throwing it in?
He's probably as burnt out as me. So 9. Yo.
For 8, it's P, it's 2 for the first coordinate on the left. It's not
Yeah.
1.
Right?
It's P. It's 2.
Because you subtract.
Oh, shoot.
His buddy was on the wrong problem.
one.
Yeah.
He's tripping. I was tripping.
Okay. First thing you do, put a little squiggle line there so you understand these are two different problems. Solve them separately. Contestant 1. Who's lonely? 6. Turtles with turtles, giraffes with giraffes. Bring a number over there. Gary's coming up. So we'll have a 2x is less than or equal to 2. Now what? Divide both sides by 2. Keep in mind, I'm not going over here. That's why I got that squiggle line. I like run into that fence and can't go any further. I get x is less than or equal to 1. So go put a solid dot at 1 everywhere to the left. Contestant 2, be careful. If I put that little Paxton line on there, who's lonely?
X.
X is by itself. Don't move the 4. I want turtles with turtles. I want X's with X's. Subtract 2x. What is 1x minus 2x's? Y'all, I got 2 open tables here. We can split you up just fine.
That's negative 2 x, negative 2, no x. That's negative x.
Okay. Divide both sides by -1 because there's a little invisible 1 there. You will have x is less than or equal to 4. No, I divided by a negative.
No, he was pointing at me. 4 is greater than 2.
Okay. I go back and look at my cheater chart. If I say where's one or the other, anywhere that's shaded is my answer. So what's my answer?
Mine just says 2.
Anywhere that's shaded is my answer.
4.
From 4 and back. Anywhere that's shaded is my answer. So everywhere back here from this guy back, x is less than or equal to 4 is my answer because it overrules the other one. Okay, it's more inclusive. It covers everything that's shaded. Shorter, faster. Come on, you. I draw my Paxton line, subtract 2 from both sides because 12 is lonely. Getting 2y less than 10. I'll divide both sides by 2, getting y is less than 5. Go put an open circle at 5. To the left, to the left. Contestant 2. I put my Paxton line on there and I ask who's lonely. I subtract y instead. So I end up with a negative 3 greater than or equal to just a y. That doesn't look right. I'm not used to seeing them like that, so I'm going to flip it around. Say y is less than or equal to negative 3 like this. Negative 3 ain't even on my chart. So I can go off-road. I can make that happen. Here's 0, here's negative 1, here's negative 2, here's negative 3. And if I'm here and back, isn't that still under that blue line? Anywhere that's shaded is my answer. So if they're both going the same direction, I take the bigger one. I take the one that's more inclusive, that covers more space. Because if I say or, doesn't that mean I have more options? So everything that is a solution is everything from here back. So I don't actually need this stuff. That's why they didn't draw it. It wasn't part of my final answer. We just say y is less than 5 and we're good to go. Which is kind of leading you in that direction anyway. All right, 11. Oof. Things are getting bigger and uglier. What is the very first thing I do? What have I done on all the other ones? Squiggle line. Separate your two problems. If you don't have enough space there to do the entire problem, do it somewhere else. Do it on a separate sheet of paper for all I care. Give yourself room to work though. Okay, contestant 2, or 1, sorry. Black. Let's get this guy out of here. There we go. Now what? How do I get that n by itself?
You divide by the half.
And dividing by fractions is easy as pi. Flip the second and multiply. If I'm dividing by a half, I'm really multiplying by 2 over 1. That's it. Just multiply both sides by 2. Because those canceled and I get 1n. What's negative 2 by 2?
-4.
Whee! Where am I putting it?
On the -4.
Open or closed?
Open.
At -4, and am I headed right or left?
Right. I almost said that way again.
All the way over there. Contestant 2 is far more complicated. Normally, where do I want my variables? I normally want them on the left because that's how we say them, and that's how I get my little Pac-Man to be an arrow pointing which way I shade. So, how do I move my variables so that they're on the left? Who's got to move? Move the n over to the 2n on the left. How do I move this one? Okay. Oh, wrong color. I zero that out. I'll have n minus 2 less than 6. Now that I have moved something, play the who's lonely game. 6 all by himself. Add 2 to both sides. Getting n is less than 4. Open or close circle. Oh wait, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. 8. You were close. Okay, from all the way over here at 8, open or closed?
Open.
Which way?
Left.
What happens when I say or?
All real numbers.
It covers the whole number line, doesn't it? So all real numbers. My answer looks like here. My answer looks like this.
All real. Wow.
Everything. Okay. Censor yourself, child, or I will hit you with the dinosaur.
Okay, I will actually pay to see that. How much you want? About $2 to hit it.
Said if anyone in this room has a genuine reason to be cursing, I'm pretty sure it's the guy up front. The last one. Do you think you could do that when it's more complex like this?
Yeah.
Do your squiggle line, solve the two separately. Remember, you want your variables on the left if you can. You want variables left, constants right if you can.
You cannot save yourself on that. Just already said it.
I said bars did you.
Yeah, I heard it.
You were right there.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I
do I subtract 2a?
It's right there. You could use it.
Yeah. Please? It's not my fault you can't admit it. I'm like right across the table from you, and I heard you say that word.
No, I did.
Bruh, I am the older sibling.
Yes, you did.
That's right where I hurt my arm with the chair.
I am the older sibling out of like 5 kids.
I am the youngest.
Exactly. You
That
can't-
explains some stuff. Do math.
Yeah, yeah. I get it from my mom, I get it from my brother, and I get it from my dad.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you check to make sure that I did that right?
Subtract 2, 3, 3, 1. Shoop. Minus 2 is 1, minus 7 is -1. Go that way. So close. So very, 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 very close. This one was not equal to. You made it equal to. Erase that little line and make that guy open circle.
I'm puzzled because there's, too many letters in a percentage over here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say you subtract first. But no one's lonely.
Remember when we had these as equations, we just said, I don't care what you move, just move something.
Oh yeah, for real, for real.
But with inequalities, I would like to move my variables over to the left because that's how we say inequalities. So move the variable to the left first.
So subtract 6?
No,
Or no?
variable.
Oh, so
Subtract 2a for both sides.
oh, okay.
Then you can play the Who's Lonely game.
For real.
Less than plus 6. Yep. Now you got a minus 7. 7.
So -7 here to here.
Why is it?
Let me check. Okay. So you subtract 2, divide by 3. Yes. You subtract 2a, subtract 7, less than -1. That goes that guy, that one goes that way, and because they're opposite directions in an OR, you just say OR in between them.
All right.
Crushed it, dude. You know what you don't have?
What?
You don't have number 12 done.
I'm getting it done.
I'm gonna whack you with a dinosaur.
Leave Gerald's dinosaur alone.
Okay. Dylan, how you doing over here without your, you don't got your battle buddy anymore?
I think I got it.
Okay.
I don't know that. Too close to that.
Yeah, it is kind of squished in there.
So this
Yep,
side,
you got the two of them,
this side is there and that side's there.
and since one of them, we missed a. Let me flip this guy around. So it looks like this.
Oh yeah, there is a negative.
And I think we missed a negative on one of them. -2, 3 divided by 3, greater than 1, cool. Subtract 2, good. Oh, this is 7. So if you subtract 7 here, then you'll have A is greater than, or sorry, less than. Oh, yeah, it's kind of squished in there, right?
Yeah.
So here, we had 7.
Plus 3.
You subtracted your 2a, and you were right about that. Or no, let's just start.
7 plus 3 and then 2a. And then I did minus the a's.
Okay, because you want your a's over here when you're done, right? So subtract 2a. Subtract 2 a's. Yep. So you go away, you got a. Still have plus 7 here.
So then just do this 6, so minus 7.
-7, because you do the Who's Lonely game.
So -1.
There you go. -1. So you got this one, or A is less than -1.
I still don't really get the arrow thing.
Well, it's like.
Because you like write them and then you erase them.
Oh, okay,
And then you
okay.
write one big one.
So here, how about this? When you had your two answers, you had n was greater than -4. So what if I did this? Light circle, and I did on the top. Here we subtracted n, cool, added 2, cool, had 8. 8. So we had n was less than 8. So I do open circle here, and I'd go this way. My answer is anywhere that's shaded. See how I shaded the whole thing? So that's why my number line will look like this. Everything. So like here, I'm going to say a is greater than 1. So I'll do open circle, shade this way. A is less than -1. Open circle. My answer is anywhere I shaded. So here, let me do this. Does it make more sense if we do like that light shading above and below?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like we got it. We're awful loud. -2, -2.
3. That'd be 3.
Divide both sides by 3.
Huh?
You know what? Different color. Different color. You notice I usually go in prismatic order.
Oh, yeah. You go opposite rainbow?
Okay, contestant 2.
Nobody's even looking.
Shut noise holes. If you remember back in Unit 2, especially 2A, we said, I don't care what you move, just move something. With inequalities, it was a little bit different because we said we want our variables left. Did you subtract 2A first? You don't have to. It just makes life easier if you get that out there first. So you should have 7 plus A less than -6. A is not yet by itself. Who's got to go?
I have a question.
Yo.
How is it a negative?
What?
The 6. How is it?
Oh, I'm thinking of the answer already. Dang it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put it up there. Finish the problem first.
So you're in 2 of them last class. They never put the 1 up there.
Oops.
Solid. So, are you trying to cheat us out of brownies?
No, I just forget stuff. Because I want to finish the thing I'm doing, because if we get distracted in the middle of the thing we're doing, as you are all very well displaying, hard to bring it back, isn't it? Okay, I just tried something here with Dylan. I don't know if this works differently if I say it this way for some of us, because I know the shading can get kind of funky. What if I did this? Like on your paper, pencil very lightly. What if answer number 1, A is greater than or equal to 1? What if I did this and then just very lightly shaded above the line? Contestant number 2 says less than -1, so I open circle and I shade very lightly below the line. Anywhere that's shaded is my answer, right? So then at the end of the problem, now I can say, all right, open circle this way, close circle this way. And that's my answer. Okay. Like most of the stuff that teachers say and do in a class, well, if we're decent teachers, is because we were working with the kid and the kid's like, hey, that makes sense. Why don't you just say it that way first? Okay, the more you engage, the more you interact, the more tools I pick up to help you be successful. Make sure you shove or in between there, please. Flip it over. Looky, looky. Oh, yeah, and look at what's at the bottom. We're going to practice words.
Word's my favorite. How thoughtful.
The whole back page. That's your assignment. Oh, come on. That's 8 graphing and 6 do it on your own with some words to try. Yeah, and we got a half hour. Let's go.
Also, brain points.
Yes, yes.
Brain.
Two.
Dos.
I know how to say I don't know how to say English. I know how to say. Yeah. I know how to be able to tell a Spanish person I don't know how to speak a language.